All right, so are you ready to see how AI is like totally changing how we learn languages?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
We're going to be like looking at this essay called How Artificial Intelligence is Revolutionizing Language Learning.
Okay.
See what we can like take away from it, you know?
Yeah.
What's important for language learners like you and me in this like crazy fast-moving field?
Yeah, definitely a lot to unpack there.
For sure. For sure. So, I guess one of the like biggest things that jumped out at me was how AI is like really moving us away from that, that one size fits all approach to
Huh.
learning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really about hyper-personalization now.
Okay, so like more than just picking your language in an app, like what does that actually look like?
Right. Imagine like algorithms that can actually track your progress as you go through lessons. And like they can pinpoint the exact words you're struggling with
Oh, wow.
and then adjust how often those words come up in like your exercises.
No way.
Like having a personal tutor who knows exactly what you need.
That's so cool. Okay, so it's less about following a set path and more about AI like tailoring the whole journey just for you.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And that personalization, like it goes even further too. It's like even pronunciation.
Ooh, yeah, like those sounds you just can't get right in a language.
Totally.
I have a few
Like
though.
think of tools like Ella Essay Speak or Speechify.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
They use speech recognition to like analyze how you're pronouncing things like right then and there.
Oh, wow.
Give you feedback on your intonation and fluency.
Whoa.
Even pinpoint those tricky sounds you're struggling with.
Oh, that's cool.
And then give you targeted exercises.
It's like instead of just like mimicking audio in an app and hoping you're doing it right,
Right.
you're actually getting specific guidance on how to sound more like a native speaker.
Exactly. It's like having a pronunciation coach right in your pocket.
I love that. Okay, so we've got personalized learning paths and we've got like pronunciation help, Washary. What else?
Well, the benefits go beyond speaking too.
Okay.
Think about those AI-powered grammar checkers like Grammarly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I use that all the time.
They're not just spell checkers.
Okay.
They use these really complex algorithms
Uh-huh.
to understand what you're writing and like
Right.
offer suggestions that go way beyond just basic grammar.
So they actually help you learn and improve.
Exactly. They explain like why you should make the correction.
Oh, that's so much better than just like getting a bad grade.
It helps you actually understand the nuances of the language.
That's really interesting. So it's not just about being correct. It's about understanding why.
And it's not just about like improving your skills. AI is also opening up all these new ways to practice immersively.
Okay. What do you mean?
Well, think about chatbots,
Oh, yeah, I've heard about those. Like for customer service and stuff.
right? But they're also used for language learning.
Oh, how does that work?
Platforms like ChatGPT or Replica let you have conversations in the language you're learning,
Okay.
all without the pressure of talking to a real person.
I can see how that would be helpful.
It's a safe space to make mistakes and build confidence.
That's brilliant. I can definitely see how that would help people who are nervous about like actually using their new language skills.
Takes the fear out of practicing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. The essay also talks about this thing called gamification.
Right.
So like using games to make learning more fun.
Exactly.
I can definitely see how that would work.
It taps into our natural desire for achievement.
Yeah,
You know, those apps like Memrise or Duolingo,
yeah.
they use points, badges, and leaderboards to make it a game.
Okay.
Instead of slogging through drills, you're having fun.
I love that. A little friendly competition.
But AI's impact goes way beyond just making it easier or fun.
Oh, really?
It's also helping us understand the culture behind the language.
Oh, yeah, that's super important. Like, language isn't just about the words. It's about, like, the culture and the people
Exactly.
and nuances.
And AI tools can provide those insights, into cultural practices.
Uh-huh.
Idiomatic expressions, things like appropriate greetings.
That's so helpful because, like, you don't want to accidentally offend someone.
It helps you avoid all those awkward situations.
So it's about more than just being grammatically correct
It's about communicating effectively and respectfully.
within a specific cultural context.
This leads us to another big impact of AI accessibility and inclusivity.
You mean in terms of who has access to language learning?
Exactly. We're seeing this huge increase in free and low-cost apps.
Oh, that's awesome.
Many of them are mobile-friendly,
Makes it so much easier.
so people from all backgrounds can access high-quality resources.
So it's really breaking down those barriers that might have kept people from learning languages in the past.
Absolutely. And it's not just about affordability.
Oh,
AI is also playing a key role in helping people with disabilities.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that.
Tools like Microsoft Translator or Google Translate offer voice-to-text and real-time translation,
That's amazing.
which is a game changer for people with hearing or visual impairments.
It's incredible how AI is making language learning more inclusive.
Leveling the playing field.
But what about teachers? Is AI gonna, like, replace them?
Not at all.
Okay, good.
Instead of replacing teachers, it's actually enhancing their abilities.
So it's more like a partnership.
Exactly.
Okay.
Think of AI as like the ultimate teacher's assistant.
Oh, I like that.
It can handle those like tedious tasks.
Like grading.
Yeah, grading,
Mm-hmm.
analyzing student data to see where they're struggling, even help create personalized lesson plans.
Oh, wow.
That frees up teachers to focus on what they do best.
Yeah, like mentoring students.
Fostering critical thinking.
Creating a more engaging learning environment.
Precisely.
It's about using the strengths of both AI and human educators.
To create the best possible learning experience.
Awesome. But even with all these advancements,
Yeah.
there are always like downsides to new tech, right?
There are always challenges.
What are some of those potential downsides we should be aware of?
One concern is like over-relying on AI tools.
Yeah, makes sense.
They can be super helpful, but it's important to keep a balance with human interaction.
Yeah.
Language learning is about more than just acquiring knowledge. It's about developing communication skills, cultural understanding, and emotional intelligence.
Things you can really only learn from people, right?
And it's key to remember that these AI systems are still under development.
Oh, yeah, they're not perfect yet.
They can be incredibly sophisticated, but
Like, you can't just trust everything an AI tool tells us.
exactly. It's important to be aware of the limitations.
Especially with something as complex as language.
Yeah.
But even with these challenges, it's clear that AI is like totally changing how we learn languages.
In some pretty amazing ways.
Yeah, it feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
The future of AI and language learning is so exciting.
It really is. So what's next? Where do you see all this heading?
Well, we're seeing these rapid advancements in natural language processing and machine learning.
Uh-huh.
It's leading to even more sophisticated and personalized learning experiences.
Give me an example.
Imagine a world where you can step into a virtual reality environment and practice your language skills.
That would be incredible.
You could practice ordering food in a virtual restaurant in Paris or giving a presentation in a virtual boardroom in Tokyo.
Wow, that would be so cool.
These are the types of immersive experiences that are becoming possible.
That's next level.
And another cool thing is the rise of multilingual AI assistants.
What are those?
Imagine having a personal AI assistant that can seamlessly translate between languages.
Wow.
So you could communicate effortlessly with people from all over the world.
That would be a game changer.
It would open up so many possibilities for travel, for business, just for connecting with people.
The potential to like break down language barriers and bring people together is huge.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
This has been so insightful.
It has.
I feel like we've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but there's still so much more to unpack.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll dig into the broader implications of AI in language learning in the next part of our deep dive.
Looking forward to it. Welcome back.
So we talked about like how AI is actually changing how we learn languages,
Yeah.
but what about like why we learn them in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Is AI changing that too?
That's a good question. I think so.
Okay.
You see, AI is kind of making language learning feel more relevant,
Uh-huh.
more achievable.
Okay.
You know, in the past, it might have seemed like a really daunting task,
Yeah.
especially for like busy adults.
Right.
But now with like personalized learning,
Yeah.
engaging formats,
Right.
on-the-go
It
accessibility,
just seems easier, right?
it feels within reach.
Yeah.
It's less about fitting language learning into your life
Uh-huh.
and more about language learning fitting into your lifestyle.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Okay. So if AI is like doing a lot of the heavy lifting in language learning,
right.
does that change the role of teachers?
Another good question.
Are they becoming obsolete?
Not at all.
Okay.
It's not about replacing teachers.
Okay.
It's about empowering them. Think of AI as a partner, like a superpowered teaching assistant.
Okay, so like having another set of hands in the classroom,
Yeah,
but these hands can analyze data and personalize lessons
exactly.
and even grade homework.
Teachers can use AI to like free up their time
Right.
to focus on what they do best.
Yeah, like mentoring students,
Fostering critical thinking.
creating those dynamic learning experiences
Right.
that AI can't replicate.
It's not either.
Yeah.
It's about finding that right balance between AI and human instruction.
To create like the most effective learning environment.
Exactly. But even with all the benefits of AI, there are always potential downsides.
Of course.
We touched on over-reliance earlier.
Yeah.
What other challenges do you see?
Well, we talked about how important human interaction is for
Hmm.
developing fluency
Yes.
and cultural understanding.
Uh-huh.
Can AI really replicate those nuances of real-life communication?
That's a key point.
Mhm.
AI can simulate conversations and provide, like, cultural insights,
Yeah.
but it can't fully replace those spontaneous interactions that happen in real life.
Right.
It's kind of like learning to play an instrument.
Okay.
You can learn the basics from videos,
Right.
but to, like, really master it,
You need an actual teacher.
you need a human instructor.
Okay, so AI can be like a good starting point,
Right.
but then we need to find ways to blend that tech with real-world experience.
Absolutely. It's about finding that sweet spot where technology enhances human connection.
Not replaces it.
And that's where educators are so important.
Yeah.
They can help students navigate this evolving landscape,
Right.
make sure they're getting like a well-rounded experience.
So the future of language learning isn't about choosing AI or humans.
Right.
It's about creating like a collaborative ecosystem.
Yeah. Where both can thrive.
I like that. Okay, so we've talked about the benefits.
Okay.
We've talked about the challenges.
Right.
But even with the best intentions, there are always like ethical considerations with new tech, right?
Yeah, of course.
What are some of the ethical challenges that we should be keeping in mind?
One concern is that AI could like reinforce existing power imbalances.
Okay, how so?
Like if language learning tools
Yeah.
are mostly developed in countries with like dominant languages,
Uh-huh.
it could further marginalize speakers of less resourced languages.
So we need to make sure that AI development is inclusive
Absolutely.
and benefits everyone,
It's about promoting linguistic diversity.
not just the languages that already have the most power.
Exactly. Not homogenization.
Okay, so it's about being proactive
Yes.
and making conscious choices.
About how we develop and use this technology.
But shifting gears a bit,
Okay.
what about the impact of AI on the future of language itself?
Hmm.
If we're like increasingly relying on AI to translate and communicate, will that affect how languages evolve and change over time?
That's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
It's one that linguists are like really thinking about right now.
Uh.
Some believe that AI could lead to greater language homogenization.
Meaning languages could start to lose their like unique characteristics.
Yeah, and sound more similar to each other.
Oh, wow.
If people mostly rely on AI systems to communicate, it could diminish the diversity of language.
Okay.
But on the other hand,
Yeah.
AI could also help create new languages
Really?
or dialects.
So instead of like flattening out language,
Right.
it could actually lead to more diversity.
As people interact with AI systems
Right.
and use them to communicate across languages, it could lead to new linguistic forms and expressions.
So it's like AI could be a catalyst for language innovation.
It's pretty cool to think about how something as technical as AI could have such a big impact on something as human as language.
It really is.
Yep.
Okay, but regardless of how language evolved,
Yeah.
there's another question that comes to mind.
Okay, what's that?
Will there still be a need for human translators and interpreters? In a world where AI is getting more sophisticated, it's a valid question. AI translation has come a long way, but can it really replace human translators?
Well, AI translation can handle like more routine tasks. It's still far from perfect,
Okay.
especially when it comes to nuanced language,
Yeah.
cultural context,
Right.
those subtle elements of human communication that need empathy.
So human translators still bring something unique to the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're not just translating words, they're bridging cultures,
Right.
facilitating meaningful communication.
Okay.
They bring a level of sensitivity and insight that AI just can't replicate.
So the future of translation isn't about AI replacing humans.
Right.
It's about AI helping them be more efficient.
It's a collaboration,
Yeah.
with AI handling the technical stuff
Right.
and humans focusing on the nuances of language.
This has been such a thought-provoking conversation.
It has.
What are some key takeaways that you hope our listeners walking away with?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that AI is here to stay.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
It's not a fad.
Uh-huh.
It's a fundamental shift in how we approach education and communication.
It's changing how we think about learning.
Exactly.
And interacting with the world.
And when it comes to language learning,
Yeah.
AI has so much potential to make it more accessible, more personalized, more engaging.
But we need to be balanced about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need to acknowledge both the opportunities
Yeah.
and the potential challenges.
So it's not just about embracing the shiny new tech.
We need to be aware of the potential pitfalls
Yeah.
and work to avoid them.
So we need to have like thoughtful conversations about these issues.
And make sure AI is used to benefit all of humanity.
And as we navigate this uncharted territory,
Yes.
we're not just passive observers.
Right.
We have a role to play
We need to be proactive
in demanding ethical and inclusive AI development.
and advocate for policies that ensure equitable access to these tools.
So it's about using our voices and our choices to ensure that AI is used for good,
Exactly.
to break down barriers, foster understanding,
Yes.
and create a more connected world.
That's a great way to put it. As we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listener with a final thought-provoking question.
Okay, hit me.
In a world where AI is becoming more and more a part of our lives,
Yeah.
what role do you see human connection playing in the future of language learning?
Ooh, that is a great question to think about. As we embrace these advancements,
Yes,
we need to remember the value of human interaction,
absolutely.
cultural exchange, the joy of connecting with others in their native language.
And to our listener, thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of AI and language learning.
We hope you found it insightful.
And inspiring.
Okay, welcome back to the deep dive.
Yeah, glad to be back.
So we've talked about like a lot.
Yeah, we have.
Personalized learning, the future of language itself.
Lots to think about.
So as we like wrap up,
Uh-huh.
what are some of the key takeaways you hope our listener is walking away with?
I think one of the biggest is that AI is it's really transforming how we learn languages
Yeah.
in really big ways.
Yeah.
Like it's making language learning more accessible, more personalized,
Yeah.
more engaging than ever.
But like it's not a magic bullet.
Right. Definitely not.
It's not going to like make us all fluent overnight.
It still takes effort,
Right.
a real desire to learn.
And practice.
But AI can give us incredible tools to help us.
It's like having this whole team of language experts and
Wow.
coaches
Yeah.
right there in your pocket.
That's a great way to put it.
So what can our listeners expect to see like in the future of language learning?
Woo, that's a good question. I think we can expect even more sophisticated personalized experiences.
Like what?
Imagine virtual reality environments
Oh, yeah.
where you can practice your language skills.
Like in real life situations.
Yeah, like in immersive simulations.
I can see it now.
Ordering coffee
In a virtual cafe.
in Rome,
Giving a presentation.
in a virtual boardroom in Tokyo.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not just VR. We can expect to see huge advancements in natural language processing, machine learning,
Leading to better tools.
more intuitive, more effective language learning tools.
It's exciting.
It is.
With all this cool new tech,
Yeah,
there are challenges.
of course.
Ethical considerations.
Like data privacy,
Mhm.
algorithmic bias.
The potential for misuse.
It's super important to make sure that AI is developed and used responsibly.
So it's not just about embracing the new tech
It's about being aware of the potential downsides.
and like working to fix them.
We need to talk about these issues.
Yeah.
Make sure AI is used to benefit everyone.
Not just a select few.
Exactly.
So as we navigate this new world,
This uncharted territory.
we're not just along for the ride.
We have to be part of it.
We have to like help shape the future
We need to be proactive
in demanding ethical AI development.
and advocate for policies that ensure everyone has access.
To these incredible tools,
We need to use our voices and our choices to make sure AI is used for good.
to connect people.
Break down barriers.
Foster understanding.
Create a more connected world.
I love that. So as we wrap up our deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listener with
Mhm.
one final thought,
Okay.
a question to ponder.
Okay.
In a world where AI is like everywhere, becoming more and more a part of our lives,
Yeah.
what role do you think human connection will play in the future of language learning
That's a great question.
as we like embrace all this amazing technology
It's important to remember the value of human interaction,
of talking to real people?
connecting with other cultures,
Yeah.
the joy of connecting with others in their own language,
And to our listeners for joining us on this journey.
into the world of AI and language learning,
We hope you enjoyed it.
and that you learned a lot.
And remember,
Yeah.
the journey of language learning is rewarding.
It is.
And with AI by our side.
The possibilities are endless.
Thanks for listening.